Everybody, welcome to our Thursday video for week 3 of February curriculum. Looking forward to going over a couple of things with you today. But before we get going, make sure you get yourself warmed up. Jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, front-ups. That's where you swing your back leg up front, like that, 10 times on each side. And then finish with 30 seconds of you can choose mountain climbers, jogging with high knees, holding a plank, something that you can do for that extended amount of time that's going to challenge you and push you a little bit. All right, so get warmed up and we'll get going. Ready, set, go. All right, so first thing we're going to start off reviewing today is our side kicks from the standing position. All right, last video we did side kicks from the ground position. Side kicks from the standing position are pretty similar. Remember the 4 parts of the kick: chamber, kick, retract, back to balance. The biggest thing for a side kick is your foot position. Okay, so when you go for a side kick, chamber up here like you would for any other kick, but then when you kick out, you need to drive your heel out so your foot is in this position. Notice how I'm looking over my shoulder towards my target. If I turn my shoulder this way, look at that, my foot turns too. So when you do a side kick, you have to feel like you're almost kind of leaning away from it, turning your back towards it so that you can get your foot in that proper position, okay? So chamber, look at the same time as chamber. Look is always something you need to do when you're kicking in a different direction other than forward, because we're already looking forward. But look is like, it's the silent part that we don't name in the 4 parts. But chamber and look, kick, retract, back to balance, okay? So here's what I would like you to do. If you have a kicking bag or a kicking shield that someone can hold for you, or if you guys have designated a certain kind of pillow or something at home that you can practice kicks on, what I would like you to do, I'm going to show you on our big Century bag here today, is practice kicking hard. Okay, now nice thing about side kicks is it really doesn't take a lot because we've got strong legs. Your legs are some of the strongest muscles in your body, okay? But to be able to kick hard, you've got to have that proper positioning, right? If I just go and I turn into it and my foot's pointed up, well, then that's a really bad front kick because I'm facing it and my toes pointed up. But if I have that proper position, I can really drive the heel out. It can go like this. No! Okay? So the power comes a little bit from that counterbalancing when you lean away, okay? But mostly it's from having that proper foot position and being able to drive the heel in, okay? So I really want you to work on looking at your foot position. If you need to, like, maybe put a little piece of tape horizontally across your target so that it can help you remember to get your foot in that position, might be a good idea. Okay, but I want you to spend some time practicing some good side kicks with some power. No, right? Practicing all 4 parts. You don't want to just kick really hard and land over here like this, because that's how you end up in a bad position if you're having to kick an opponent, okay? So remember that retract. No, and pull it back in before you set it down. Looking at your target every time. No, okay? Even if that means you're just looking out the corner of your eye so you can still see forward out of the corner of the other eye, using your peripheral vision is okay, all right? But a lot of times for kids, I want you to turn and look so that you remember to do it, okay? After you've been doing it for a few years, you can see it out of the corner of your eye, and you don't really have to, like, turn your head all the way to see it, because turning your head all the way to see it makes you want to open up that shoulder, and then it turns your foot up. So practice looking just out the corner of your eye so that you can lean away and have that proper foot position. All right, so do about maybe 10 to 15 kicks on each side, getting those 4 parts in, getting proper foot position, and nice and powerful using your voice. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, next up, we're reviewing our palm strikes. Okay, so just a quick reminder, palm strikes are when we hit with our hands open. A palm strike is not slapping. All right, I want to hear you say no slapping. Okay, so when we go for a palm strike from our ready position, right, there's no pulling your hand back, preparing and getting ready to hit, because then your opponent will be able to see that coming. They see your hand come back and they're like, oh, they're about to hit me, and so they duck out of the way or move position, right? The idea with a palm strike is supposed to be quick and surprising. If I'm right here, boom, right? They don't see that coming. No, no, keeping those hands up, right? If I go, no, no, well, that was pretty slow. They're going to see that coming. You might get them with that first one if they're not really paying attention, okay? But you've got to keep those hands up. Notice I'm not out here like this, because then I can't palm strike from there. I have a slight bend in my elbows, okay? And then when I go to hit, I don't just use my arm. I turn my whole body into it. No, no, turning my whole body, but I need to keep my eyes on my target. I just got to look at you guys too. Okay, so from the front, that looks like this. No, no. See how much my belt moves? It's because I'm putting my hips into that strike to give it power. Swinging back like this might make you think you're getting more power, but then it just turns into a slap because your hand has to come from up here and down. Okay, so it's straight out, straight back. Keeping those hands up right here to cover. You don't want to go down and down, right? Then you got your hands down and you're in a bad position, okay? So if you have something that you can hit, whether that's a punching bag, or if you guys have some of these fun things right here, okay? The person who's holding them for you, best way to do it, start with mitts facing each other, and then when you flash them out, keep them close together. You don't want to go way out here so that they're hitting really wide, okay? Keep them close together, and then when they go to hit, you want them to hit left to left, right to right, okay? Don't have them hit left, right. You want to have them hit across to the opposite side. So a lot of times I'll go like this, put that one out, and then bring this one out so that they know which one to hit. Okay, you always want to hit first with your forward hand. So if you're facing me, I'm in the mirror, and you've got your right side back, okay, that means you want to hit with your forward side and then follow up with the back hand, because that's going to be more powerful, okay? And so when you do go to hit, even though you're trying to hit hard, don't start going like this. That turns into slaps. Straight out, straight back, okay? Straight out, straight back, using those hips. So helpers, parents, if you see them bring their hand back like this, say, no, 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 straight out. And they got to turn their hips into it, okay? No hand back. Even coming back here like this, it might help a little bit, but then that's telegraphing. That lets the person know you're cranking up, ready to strike, okay? The only time we pull it back like that is when we're going to be doing board breaking. And that is not self-defense. That's purely just generating as much power as you can, right? And so the point of a palm strike in a self-defense situation is more surprise than purely power like you would need to break a board, okay? So hands up, going straight out, no, no, okay? Keeping those hands up, putting those hips into those hits. And so I would like you to work on, do 10 sets of palm, reverse palm, reset, palm, reverse palm, reset. Okay, so 10 times. And then I want you to switch your feet. See what it feels like going with the other side. Now your other hand is going to go first because that's your forward hand. No, no. All right, 10 times on each side. Ready, set, go. All right, next thing we're going over is our crescent kicks. We've learned inside crescent kick, and we've learned outside crescent kick. And so like I just did there, you're going to put them together into a kicking combination. Now just a reminder, this is a purely martial arts sparring kick. Not a good self-defense kick because it's not really powerful. It works great in sparring when you're up against someone who's got their hands up and you do that kick to swipe their hands down so you can follow it up with some kind of punch. or other strike, okay? And you can go either direction to make that work, okay? Also, maybe you swipe their hands down with the inside and then you come back across their face with the outside crescent kick, okay? But it's fun to put these together. It flows nicely because for the most part this month we've been doing inside where you stop and then reset, and then we've been doing outside where you have to cross and then come over. Well, this is nice because you start with your inside and then you come back with your outside. And that's really fun to do, and you can do it on both sides. Start with your inside, come back with your outside, okay? Now, today in class, we're gonna be doing some targeting with this, having, we call these the teardrop pads because we can hold them straight out and then they can kick inside, outside. It's padded on both sides. It's got this kind of little flap so that when they hit it hard, it makes a nice little slappy sound, okay? But most people don't have these at home. So if you don't have one of these at home, you can still do some targeting with one of these, okay? Yes, the handles are on one side, but they're not real hard, okay? And like I said, this isn't a super hard kick. So when you are hitting a target with crescent kicks, you want to hit with the heel, okay? So as you come across for that inside kick, you want your heel leading the way. And then when you come back for the outside crescent kick, you want your heel leading the way, okay? A lot of kids have a tendency to hit it with the top of their foot and their toes, and that can be uncomfortable, okay? So really think about hitting it with your heel as you come across the top, and then hitting it with your heel as you come back the other way, okay? And it is the side of your heel, not the rear of your heel, okay? So it's heel over, heel back as you swing across, okay? If you don't have a target, that's okay. You can still practice inside, outside, okay? You gotta have your toes pointed straight up at the ceiling, because if your foot is sticking out like this, that's how you hit the target with your toes, and that's not gonna feel good, okay? So toes pointed straight up, boom, coming right back, 10 times on each side. So inside, outside is 1, inside, outside is 2, and count your way up to 10, switch your feet, and then do 10 on the other side. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, so this is almost our last video for the month. The next video I'm going to do next week on Monday is going to be our review video for testing, and that will be the last video for the month of February, because then Wednesday, Thursday next week will be testing. So make sure you're studying your sheet on discipline, especially that Bible verse. A fool despises his father's instructions, but he who receives correction is prudent. Proverbs 15:5. So make sure you learn that. Remember, a fool is someone who's not smart, not wise, and hates it when people try to point out their mistakes and help them learn and correct. But we can become prudent, which means wise and smart, responsible, trustworthy, when we listen to correction, when we let someone help us understand what we did wrong and teach us the right thing to do. All right, and I really hope you guys are working on that at home, especially with your parents teaching you how to be well-behaved kids and respectful to the people around you. All right, see you next time.